Okay, it's time for the epilogue now. Let's go. How this works, you open this book, the red book, to read a bit of story. When the green and both the green books are closed, you can hide behind an object and reveal more story, so I'm going to be doing all that. The boy called for the girl to follow him, and he took her hand. He would protect her. They would make their way through this oppressive castle, fighting off the creatures made of smoke and doubt, escaping to a life of freedom. The boy wanted to protect the girl. He held her hand, or put his arm around her shoulders in a walking embrace, to help her feel supported and close to him amid the impersonal throngs of Manhattan. They turned and made their way toward the Canal Street subway station, and he picked a path through the jostling crowd. His arm weighed upon her shoulders, felt constrictive around her neck. "You're burdening me with your ridiculous need," she said. Or, she said, "You're going the wrong way and you're pulling me with you." In another time, another place, she said, "Stop yanking on my arm, you're hurting me." He worked his ruler and compass. He inferred. He deduced. He scrutinized the fall of an apple, the twisting of metal orbs hanging from a thread. He was searching for the princess, and he would not stop until he found her, for he was hungry. He cut rats into pieces to examine their brains, implanted tungsten ports into the skulls of water-starved monkeys. Ghostly, she stood in front of him and looked into his eyes. "I am here," she said. "I am here, I want to touch you." She pleaded, "Look at me." But he would not see her. He only knew how to look at the outsides of things. He scrutinized the fall of an apple, the twisting of metal orbs hanging from a thread. Through these clues he would find the princess, see her face. After an especially fervent night of tinkering, he kneeled behind a bunker in the desert. He held a piece of welder's glass up to his eyes and waited. On that moment hung eternity. Time stood still. Space contracted to a pinpoint. It was as though the earth had opened up and the skies split. One felt as though he had been privileged to witness the birth of the world. Someone near him said, "It worked." Someone else said, "Now we are all sons of bitches." Now I'm going to rewind time a little. Until now. She stood tall and majestic. She radiated fury. She shouted, "Who has disturbed me?" But then, anger expelled, she felt the sadness beneath. She let her breath fall softly like a sigh, like ashes floating gently on the wind. She couldn't understand why he chose to flirt so closely with the death of the world. The candy store. Everything he wanted was on the opposite side of that pane of glass. The store was decorated in bright colors, and scents wafting out drove him crazy. He tried to rush for the door, or just get closer to the glass, but he couldn't. She held him back with great strength. Why would she hold him back? How might he break free of her grasp? He considered violence. They had been there before on their daily walks. She didn't mind his screams and his shrieks, or the way he yanked painfully on her braid to make her stop. He was too little to know better. She picked him up and hugged him. "No, baby," she said. He was shaking. She followed his gaze toward the treats sitting on the pillows behind the glass, the chocolate bar and the magnetic monopole, the It from Bit and the ethical calculus. And so many other things deeper inside. "Maybe when you're older, baby," she whispered, setting him back on his feet and leading him home. "Maybe when you're older." Every day thereafter, as before, she always walked him on a route that passed in front of the candy store. He cannot say he has understood all of this. Possibly he's more confused now than ever. But all these moments he's contemplated, something has occurred. The moments feel substantial in his mind, like stones. Kneeling, reaching down toward the closest one, running his hand across it, he finds it smooth and slightly cold. He tests the stone weight. He finds he can lift it, and the others too. He can fit them together to create a foundation, an embankment, a castle. To build a castle of appropriate size, he'll need a great many stones, but what he's got now feels like an acceptable start. Okay, so that was Braid. I don't want to go too much into what the story means. You'll have to find the secret ending on YouTube or in the game to actually do that. You'll need 7 of the 8 secret stars to do that, but I don't know where they are, so I can't tell you how to get them. So yes, I think this will end off this Let's Play. So, until my next Let's Play. Later!